From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's Cash Close. What a couple of weeks we've had, huh? The name of this video, Jinx Month Flunkadunk. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 1962.5 right after the open. The low came in at 1934 even late in the day or recently. And last, we're 1942.5. We're down 23 handles. Total volume is size. We've got 2.35 million minis traded and 2,500 big S&Ps traded in the pit. The MIM was showing 160 million to sell. The actuals came out MOC by 140 million. Wow. You know, well, I guess the big thing to say here is welcome to the spooky month of October. Tomorrow we've got the Challenger Jobs Cut Report. We've got the Gallup U.S. Payroll to population number. We've got the Jobless Claims number. We've got the factory orders number. We've got the EIA Natural Gas Report. We got a 3- and 10-year note auction. We have a 30-year bond announcement. We have William Dudley from the Fed speaking. We have Dennis Lockhart from the Fed speaking. We have the Fed balance sheet and money supply. Whoosh! What a day we've had. Now look, there's been massive sell programs that have been showing up on the open in the S&P all of last month. And true to fashion, that's what happened this morning. S&P opens up a little lower. You kind of think it's going to bounce a little bit. Does a big sell program right down. Very, very, you know, this is the price action that we live with every day. Now, once we took out the 1940 level, and I was talking about this early on Twitter this morning. Excuse me, I got to get some water before I do this. But anyways, I knew that there was a lot of stops under there, and I knew that they could go down to 1936 or something, but they just went roaring through that level like nobody's brother. Then we had this big bounce back up to 47 and change. ChicagoStock and Tim from TopNotch both had those levels as sell levels, and then the S&P just went cratering back down. Now, my own opinion, and I'm a bull, but the markets still look lower. Now, what we were talking about, the Pitbull and I were talking about all day long, was, hey, you know what? As bad as they look, what if they come back and they buy cash on the close? Well, guess what? They came back and they bought cash on the close, and the futures rallied 10 handles off the low. You know, as we go into October, I still think there's more of this kind of spooky stuff, but I want to reiterate what I said back up over a month plus ago, that we would get past the September expiration. We did that. I was right on with that. The S&P made a new high during that time. And then we'd have a shaky time going into the September quarterly rebalance. I was right with that. And then I quoted out the stats about the first day of October with the Dow down 5 out of last 6 or last 7, and we were right about that. So you know what? At the end of the day, guys, I do feel that the markets are getting very, very oversold short term. But I think if the markets start to crater through here, through 1930, you could be looking at those old D's lows, the old SEP lows at 1890, D's low at 1880 and change or something like that. Not what I want to see, not what I want to hear, but that's the way that goes. You just got to trade the tape and you got to roll with the punches. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the opening print.